Hi friends, Denise from Salvaged Inspirations, and welcome back to my furniture painting channel. Today I'm transforming this old metal mirror into a wood mirror and it's such a fun project. So just let me get set up and I'll be right back.
Let's start. Here's the fun part.
So today I'm sharing another way to update an old mirror, because if you've been online, these mirrors can be super costly. And I found this one. It has a couple of holes in it. I don't even remember where I found it because it's been in my inventory for so long. But I transformed this ugly metal mirror into a faux wood beauty using Woodubend and a little bit of paint. So this technique is really easy to do and will work on any project. So here's the salvaged mirror I started with. I started by giving this mirror a simple cleaning using some Windex and some paper towels. Then I went ahead and added 2 coats of this Slick Stick bonding primer. Now, if you've ever needed to get a slick surface ready for paint, this stuff is amazing. It works on ceramic tiles, it works on glass, it works on plastic, and of course metal, as in the frame around this mirror. Anything that is slick or super shiny, the Slick Stick bonding primer is the way to go. So I applied 1 coat early in the morning, and then I applied the second coat around midnight. The instructions for this bonding primer recommend 24 hours before applying the second coat, but I made sure to do the scratch test to make sure it was 100% bonded. Now for the fun part. I wanted to add some wood moldings and scrolls to this mirror. So I used my Woodubend moldings. Now, Woodubend is super easy to use and the results are always stunning. I have a full tutorial on how to use Woodubend and I'll add that in the cards above and also in the description box down below. And these wood appliques, I like saying appliques, but I you guys had a heyday with the way I pronounced it last time. So these appliques actually bend with heat. They also cut really easily with a utility knife when heated, so you can fit them nicely into your projects. I had fun going through my stash and picking out what would look good on this mirror. And after playing around, once I had my design all picked out, I started gluing these wood moldings on. So the way you go about that is you start by arranging the Woodubend in the design you like. Then you heat the Woodubend with a heat gun or a hair dryer. Then you apply the wood glue to the back of the wood molding and adhere it onto your project. Then you apply more heat to bend and mold as you want. And if it's not exactly staying perfectly the way you want it, you can place a clamp to hold if needed. Then once the wood glue has dried, you can paint or stain these Woodubend moldings. So they're really, really fun and easy to use. Once all my Woodubend was dry and adhered, I went on to paint the faux wood paint finish. And to get this finish, I used the same technique as I used on these wall hangings, which I did a few years back. The only difference was I went a shade lighter for my base color and I used this drop cloth instead of burlap. To get into all the nooks and crannies of these Woodubend moldings, I used my 2-inch round brush from Dixie Belle, and it works beautifully. I only added 1 coat of drop cloth, which worked beautifully. And once that was dry, I created a paint wash using a 50-50 mix of water and this chocolate chalk mineral paint. This chocolate is the perfect color to give a faux wood finish, regardless of the base coat that you use. So I brushed on the wash And then using a shop towel, I dabbed the excess until I liked the look. I just kept on repeating this process until I really liked the way my wash looked on top of my base color. And you can just keep repeating this and playing around until you like the looks of what you see. Then once my chocolate wash had dried, I took a really inexpensive chip brush. And this is important. You don't want to use like a lovely brush that feathers the paint out beautifully. You really want a cheap chip brush. And this works best for creating the faux wood texture. So I just dipped the tips of the chip brush into my drop cloth and I dry brushed on some texture and highlights onto the Woodubend and the rest of the mirror frame. This works really beautifully. And you can actually alternate colors as well. So to give it more depth, then you can dip the chip brush into the chocolate and do a little texture painting with that. And then you can go back to your lighter color. So you can just interchange and play around until you really like the looks of what you see. As you also probably noticed, throughout the process, I wasn't really too concerned about getting any paint on the mirror because then I just used my scraper once everything was dry and I had a little excess on the glass part of the mirror. I just used this scraper to scrape off the excess paint and then just cleaned it up with Windex and it looked perfectly fine. So after all that, I cannot wait to show you the difference. So here's the before and here's the after. I think it is just beautiful. And I had so much fun with this project and I just love the outcome and I cannot wait to hear what you think. I hope you love it as much as I do and it's given you some inspiration and some ideas for your projects. So please leave a comment down below. Also, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is growing so rapidly and I appreciate everyone who has subscribed. Thank you so very much. You can also visit me over at salvagedinspirations.com where I have over 500 furniture painting tutorials teaching you how to make your furniture beautiful. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous week and take good care. Bye, guys.